Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Amanda. She was full of laughter and life and loved the world around her. But the world didn't always love her back. She got hit and kicked and beat. Her sweetness couldn't protect her. From inside her trampled body, a power began to stir. It writhed and grew and stretched its newborn dragon wings, and Carmen was born. She vowed to protect her little girl, so she locked her in a tower and grew an icy tongue and burned anything that tried to approach. When Amanda finally awoke from her slumber, she ran to her tower window and saw the scorched fields and cried for her lost self and for her dragon. Carmen raged on, consumed by darkness and drunk on power, no longer remembering who was friend and who was foe, no longer remembering the little girl she had left in the tower.
Since I changed my name when I was 13 years old, I've felt really torn and separated into these two roles, or these two identities. One being Amanda, my little girl self, Amanda literally meaning worthy of love, and the other being Carmen, this self that I've come to identify as my power or my strength or my dragon. And I've, through therapy, developed this story of the dragon and her little girl, and really the birth of the dragon as a protector. And through that mythology, I've come to be able to work through the process. And in therapy, I had the opportunity to, within that framework, allow each role to speak. And Robert Landy, in his role theory, supports the concept that there is a role and a counter role, and that the goal is to create a guide, and that the therapist originally acts as that guide, but then hopefully the guide will become internalized in the client itself, so they can better move freely between the role and counter role. So within my own therapy setting, I was able to give voice to both Amanda and Carmen, and at the end of that, my therapist asked me to write and to reflect on the experience. And the voice that came through at that point was the voice of the guide, and this is what it said.
We seem to have met here, you and I, as if for the first time, even though we are merely shadows of one another. I feel strangely mute, as if it is unclear now who speaks for me, which one of you. Those who have driven the bus my whole life, the only two who know how, have both stopped. Something new has been started. They have spoken, and I ask them now to come forth, my beautiful warriors who have both fought so valiantly to protect me. Come forth now and begin the contract. Carmen, she must come back. Amanda, Carmen must not be caged. The first agreement is to ask which side would like to speak at each moment. As observer, as body, as person, I must learn how to trust and to listen. Together the I am, will come full circle, will be whole again. I commit every day to work with Carmen and Amanda, to work with myself, to move forward in this quest for unity, deeply honoring each side's needs and strengths.
This is what I believe the power of drama therapy is. It's this space that lives in the in-between the real and imaginal realms, in between the role and the counter role. It is within that in-between space that healing is not only discovered and articulated, but lived and experienced, and transformation is possible. I experienced that in therapy, in my own process of living within this myth that I've created for myself of the little girl and her dragon, and finding a voice that can connect them. And it is this play space, this imaginal in-between space, that I think makes drama therapy as powerful as it is. and I don't think exists anywhere else.